Hello guys, many of you have asked how I integrate CMS with Webflow. I don't use Webflow CMS collections at all. Instead of that, I use things like Airtable or Prismic or Contentful, whatever, in order to have data in one place, not to doing a synchronization between Webflow and some CMS. Then I just don't use CMS collections at all. So I connect Webflow directly with some database. So many of you have asked me about that, so I just decided to make a video on how to do this. It's not that obvious, and it's not possible to do it using only Webflow. By the way, I don't recommend the jQuery solution because you need to share your secret token to the audience if you want to request API, which is not safe. It's better to do it in the background. So that I created a small library in PHP that generates something like this. It's really 1, 2, 3, 4 lines of code, really, custom code to resist some kind of template. So the first line is taking the data from Airtable, and another 3 lines is just displaying the Webflow template. As you can see, this URL is just standard Webflow URL. So let me quickly jump into the structure, how it really looks, because I created a blog post on that about a year ago, maybe, but then I just removed it. I don't know why really, but it's not in the internet again at all. But I have this post, so I can share with you. So the user really who enters your website is not requesting the Webflow API, Webflow URL is requesting your API gateway. So it's this part of code. It's some kind of PHP API or PHP service, and the user gets a response back from the API. But the important thing and the reason why it works and how it works can be explained here. So in the first step, the system takes the Webflow template. So as here, you've got decided what Webflow you want to use, what Webflow URL you want to use. And in the second step, you've got the information or the data source where you want to take the information from. It may be Contentful, Prismic, MySQL database, MongoDB, whatever. I used Airtable for tests. And then you can return the response to the user. Okay, so I created a really small template which is located under this URL. If you open it, it just displays the page. It just displays the page, and it's a very simple blog post. So a blog page with posts, so nothing really special. But what's important here is that the PHP service takes the data, the HTML from Webflow really, and also in the background I have some kind of structure of information about from Airtable. So this is the structure from Airtable that I fetched. It's exactly the same what we have here. So I created a really small Webflow blog. So it's gonna be blog posts on Airtable. So we've got 4 posts, first, second, third, and some cover photo. I want to use the cover photo as the first post, so I want to display it here, and the rest of posts I want to be displayed here. So as I said, post variable contains all the posts from Airtable. So it's very simple. As you can see, I have some kind of JSON dump here, and you can see that the post variable is visible here, and the first post is the cover photo. Then you have all the information returned from Airtable API. And now I can use this in my application. So I can show you really how to put the data into, for example, how to display the first post here. So let's do first post is, as I said, you need to know PHP a little bit, but it's really really basic. Okay, and now we go to Webflow, and we need to use this custom attributes. This is how I really integrate everything. I use custom attributes, and then when I fetch the HTML from Webflow to my API, I read this attributes using the library I created, and it parses and put the data. Then the system knows, the API service or the PHP service knows where to put the information. So in this case, the variable name was first post. And if I have some kind of debugger, when I put debug 1, I can see that the first post is already available. And what I have inside, I have, for example, name. So I can display first post name here. First post fields name. Why is it LZ value? Because LZ stands for lazy, because I don't know, maybe it's funny, but I just called it lazy app. So lazy just puts value, replace the text. So I just called it LZ value. First post dot fields dot name, which is the same of this here. So first post fields name. Okay, and let's maybe take the photo. So it's gonna be first post fields cover URL. And when I publish it, it should be visible on the blog. Let's see. It's here. And again, and now I want to look for all the posts. So I have a variable posts again here. Here I can use, it's already pre-populated by myself before. Then I can use same here. So I can put a name here, and maybe let's keep the description as it is for time being. We don't want to put too many information. I don't want you to guys be confused what I'm doing. So really okay, and it worked. So we got the cover photo here, and we got the post, and the integration is done. So as you can see, I created 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines of code. I am fetching blog post. I'm taking the first post and putting it into first post variable, and everything works. And what happens if I update anything? Like I change the hello world. Let's give it a different names for the articles. Test, Webflow and Airtable integration. And when I open the blog, it's already updated, as you can see. So it's just taking the data from Airtable directly. No CMS collections, nothing else needed. Only the small PHP service that takes the data from Airtable, takes the data from takes the HTML from Webflow, connects it together, and returns the output to the final user. So this is how it works. There are a lot of things you can do with this guys. It's not only the synchronization or fetching the data. You can also put the data into Airtable. You can edit data. You can create payment gateways. You can create profiles. there's no any limits versus a bespoke software development. If you do it right, you can really create everything you want, and there's no any risk on that. It's just working. I created 2 really big applications, and now I'm creating the third application using this solution. It really works for me and for my customers. I know that it's not everything you need to know. It doesn't cover everything, but you know, it would take like maybe a day or 2 days to explain it really. But just a small hint how I do this. So you can try to build your own library, which is doing the same, or you can also send me an email. I can maybe there's some kind of field or area for further cooperation if you want to use this solution. Thank you guys, and have a good day. Bye.